What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with William Cook of Trion Worlds. We are playing Atlas Reactor. Will, what is Atlas Reactor?
Atlas Reactor is a team tactics game with simultaneous turns. It's going to be a 4v4 PvP multiplayer match where you're all playing different characters, but you're making decisions and seeing them play out at exactly the same time.
And so immediately we should point out that each four of these characters is being controlled by a person. It's not a scenario, an XCOM scenario where you are controlling the whole team. This is a 4v4 multiplayer game. It's turn-based. And you know, I can't count the number of times a developer has said this is unlike anything you've ever played, but in this instance, it is true.
Oh, that's why I said it, because I get to walk around with pride saying that. I believe it.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting competitive game. I played a couple rounds of it last night, and basically you have these different phases. There's prep, there's dash, there is the blast phase, and there's a little bit of prediction, there's a little bit of counterplay, and then just a little bit of doing your own wombo combos regardless of what the enemy is doing, and it comes out to a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, some people call it chess with guns. I tend to liken it a little bit more to poker or even American football, right? Where you've got the planning phase, right?
Yep.
Everyone's in the huddle, you're deciding what you're going to do, and then you've got 15 seconds where anything can happen. Any turn in this game can be the turn of the match where it continues to play out like that. So more importantly than this being all 4v4, the executive producer's on the other team, so we need to make sure we beat him.
This is a grudge match.
He gets particularly salty when he loses, and he forces us to keep playing all night long until he wins. So I just want to make the team that's playing at home have to keep playing.
So there's a little taunt icon that's about to disappear right there, but above the character's head, when you are about to perform an action, you can elect to use one of your two taunts, which is the ultimate BM bad manners. But if you miss the shot, it is incredibly, incredibly embarrassing.
That's the hope. That's the hope. It is a taunt. Once you taunt, you can't undo the taunt. So
I love that. I didn't even know that. That's great.
You're locked into your cockiness.
That's quite great. So this is a character-driven game. How many characters are we looking at right now in the closed beta?
Right now we've got 17. We're releasing them quite frequently, so there'll be another one before too long. The latest one is Dr. Finn. You'll see him on the battlefield. Where is he right now? See hiding? There he is. He's showing off one of his skins.
Ooh.
We got Pup standing right next to him, one of our other cute little mascots.
He becomes not so cute when he uses any bite ability.
Oh yeah, Pup's.
He's got a much larger jaw in that tiny little head of his.
He likes to transform, a little bit of a go-go gadget dog.
So there are class distinctions in this game. You have
right now we're
the
playing.
and the support.
You got it. Right now we're playing L, who's one of our firepower characters. Firepower bringing the deeps.
There you go.
We got some frontliners. You can see them because they're usually towering over everybody else. They can lock down people. They can initiate. They can cause a big mess. So they're good disruptors. And then we've got the support characters like Dr. Finn.
Oh, the whiff.
Who can heal everybody up. And they'll also add a little bit of CC and damage depending on sort of which way they lean. Because even though you might be a firepower character or you might be a frontliner, you might have secondary skills that kind of share some things with the other roles.
Sure. And we should stipulate, if you haven't figured it out at this point in the video, this is not a shooter.
No, it is not a shooter. Apparently
your game is getting confused for a shooter. This is a... Because I think we're in the age of the super shooter, and everybody's throwing their hat into that ring. But
yes.
You guys have elected to do something completely unique here.
You know, go figure. People ask for games that do a different thing, and then they get really confused when we gave it to them. So we're still working out how to message that this is not a shooter. You'd think it'd be self-evident. But it's kind of wonderful. It's a game I never got to play, and then I got to build it.
Wow. So for anybody who at this point is immediately interested, what's the method to go about checking this game out?
So go to atlasreactor.com. I believe it's Atlas Reactor Game, but they both forward, don't they? Anyway, Atlas Reactor Game. You can go sign up for the closed beta right now. If you pre-purchase, you get in right away.
Great. Excellent. And it is the first to 5 kills or the most kills after 15 turns in this particular mode. Are there multiple modes in the game?
It's right now there's only the one deathmatch mode, team deathmatch, and it's most kills after 20 turns, but we've got 15 left before it's determined. We decided that because it is a bit of a new experience for people, it was easiest for them to pick it up if we handed them a gun and told them to go bop the other team on the head.
Sure, I like that.
But we are working on game modes internally.
Excellent. And we have the community manager, Muzzy, who is at the helm right now, still being very conservative with his taunts.
Yeah.
I've not seen a taunt come out yet, but I'm sure we will, and I'm sure that when he does it, the hit will land, and it will be a killing blow that will end the game.
I think he's. You got the hint? You got the hint, Muzzy? All right.
I actually kind of just want to see one. They're incredibly cool.
Elle's got great taunts too. She is cold-hearted.
So talk me through some of the most, even if we're not necessarily seeing them, but maybe just characters we are seeing on the screen, some of the most unique abilities that you just really had fun within the design space in terms of what you could do.
Well, interestingly, the very first one I'll talk about is what Elle's doing right now. Muzzy is using her sort of variable shotgun blast. She has a plasma volley that she can change the template on as she drags it in and out. So she can make it very wide and short range or very narrow and long range. And the damage stays the same regardless. So she can really light up a bunch of targets or kind of hedge her bets. So she thinks someone's going to dash out of the way in the dash phase. She can widen up the plasma volley.
Oh, wow.
So she'll try to cover where they are and where they might go.
Very interesting. How is it decided? So you have the various phases, but like, how is it decided if everybody selects a prep? Ooh, nice. There was the taunt. If everybody selects a prep action, how is it decided who goes first?
Well, technically, they're all simultaneous. So mathematically, they're all simultaneous.
Got it.
When you're watching it in the prep phase and the blast phase, things will appear to happen sequentially. But if you look at what's actually happening, it doesn't matter who went first. In particular, there's one rule that kind of makes this true. You always get your action. So if you are shooting in blast phase and you already took enough damage to be reduced below 1 health,
Sure.
you're in critical condition. You can still fire your shot.
Ah, that's what that is.
But you're going to collapse after you fire your shot if you don't receive a heal. Some characters, like the puppy dog there, have lifesteal. And so they might be below 1 health when they finally make their attack, but then they're going to regenerate above the threshold.
That's super exciting.
So prep phase, everybody can't move in prep. You're just setting up buffs, debuffs, shields. So it doesn't matter who gets a shield first because nobody's shooting each other. In blast phase, as long as you get your action, it doesn't matter who shot who first.
Got it. Oh, they're the first casualty is the newest character in your roster.
I think that's we were trying to make a point.
Get out of here, you guys.
He's probably overpowered, so we wanted to make sure that we kill him first and prove otherwise.
Right. So to avoid any kind of rage on the forums.
Right.
About him being great. So we can also see as soon as these actions play out, you can see kind of a list of what has happened in that action.
So right now you're seeing those arcs are that is actually the ultimate of our friendly Gremlitionists, who are those 2 little guys on the tank. Here we go.
Oh boy! Whoa, that was incredible damage.
Put 2 people. Okay, so there it is. We just saw it. 2 people below critical condition. They both received heals later in the blast phase that brought them back up above.
Sure.
So if those actions had played out sequentially in a different way, the heals had gone first before the damage, the result would be the same. So it's all within the blast phase. So the sequential is just for clarity, just so you can see one thing happen before another. And trust me, we've tried it the other way. that is a mess. Well. That is a mess.
So we have our ult now too, correct? The 5 ability?
We do. You can see it going. It's at max. We're ready to. You're not going to blow it? Come on, Muzzy. Here we go.
Oh, and the taunt, the second taunt going out. This better be epic.
This is such a big shotgun blast that she's actually going to knock herself back as well.
Oh, that's exciting.
So displacement effects like this, where you're actually knocking back another player, they go last in the blast phase. So after everybody's sort of done their action, then all the knockbacks happen.
Sure. Ooh, is that a pull?
That is a pull. He's going to run wherever Pup takes him. He's going on a walk.
Oh, here we go. That's a great skin. Bam! Shot straight back into his acid. So we also have these 6, 7, and 8 abilities, which are like common pool, or what's the deal with those?
So those are catalysts. You have 8 to choose from. You can choose 1 per phase to bring with you into the fight, depending on who you're facing. So before the match, you get to see the comp of the other team. You don't get to see what catalysts or mods they took, but you know what freelancers they're playing, so you know what might be better or worse as a catalyst. So in this case, Muzzy has taken. He's got some turtle tech, he's got shifts, and he's got brain juice. And turtle tech's going to give him a shield when he needs it, which is a good choice on Elle, because even though she's a firepower character, she's often in the thick of it. She doesn't dash very far, and so she needs that little extra protection. Shift allows her to essentially teleport to through walls, so it's a great way to get out of trouble. And brain juice reduces all of her cooldowns by 2. So she can only use one catalyst on a turn at a given time, and they're one use only per match. So they're your get out of jail free cards.
And once you lock in, I can't recall. Can you escape out of that, or
Yes,
is it?
yes.
Okay,
Lock-in
right.
is more like a signal to your teammates.
Sure.
I move the world.
And once everyone's locked in, it does immediately start the resolution phase. So the turns go faster than 20 seconds if people are locking in quickly.
Oh, that's great. And there's also some global pickups.
Yeah, you see them. Right now we've got 4 different power-ups that are placed around the map. They can increase speed. That's the haste one. They can give you a heal over time.
Whiff.
They can increase your damage with might, or they can give you energize, which allows you to generate that yellow bar faster.
Ooh, was that an ultimate?
That
looks
was
pretty cool.
Dr. Finn's ultimate. That's
You were in between a rock and a hard place right now.
pretty good crowd control on that Finn ultimate.
So I'd like to point out that it's not just one. Basically, it's a scenario where you can do an ability and then also move, depending upon the ability.
So
Sometimes you get rooted, though, the following turn, so you can get kind of a wrench thrown in your plans.
And that's a big part of the game, is throwing wrench in the opponent's plans.
Right. I have to say, it's a very satisfying feeling aiming at a place where
Oh!
somebody is not. Oh,
So we just saw them both blow their shifts at the same turn and end up in the exact same brush together.
So that's exactly what I was talking about. I believe that's going to put Muzzy in a very advantageous position.
Yeah.
He's
He's quite happy over in the corner. He's quite happy over in the corner. Ooh, in the face.
That was a cool one. The first taunt I saw was Lockwood on my team, who landed a bounce kill, so it was incredibly badass.
And
I didn't even know what it was, that he was like, that was an option. And
It's hard to top the cockiness of Lockwood.
Yeah,
so
he does
really
seem-
all taunts are downhill after that.
That's great. Talk to me a little bit about the aesthetic design in this game and what's going on with obviously a futuristic setting, kind of a sci-fi
That's true.
fantasy.
We're in the city of Atlas, which is the last mega city around the last reactor in the world. And we are using a cel-shaded style. So you'll see some similarities to other games that kind of have a cartoony look, but we were sort of inspired by comic books. Yeah, we also decided that it would be the most fun for kind of the action figure nature of these character collectible names. We wanted to create a lot of characters, and we wanted to make them stand out like comic book characters.
Who are the community favorites so far?
Is Nyx in this game? He's a big one. Pup.
Oh, he's the
Pup
sniper,
is popular.
right?
Yep, Nyx is the sniper. I believe you were playing him.
I was. I
last
really
night.
like that he could have very easily been like a tall, slender, sneaky guy, but I like that he's more kind of short in stature, but long in range in terms of the gun.
Interesting anecdote. We actually did a concept for both a lithe, tall sniper, and Nyx was one of the other possibilities, and everybody was drawn to him for the exact same reason you just stated. It was something a little different.
Sure.
The other character looked great, and that eventually became the character Gray, who's our tracker, who is also kind of a long-range character but uses a drone to hunt down her targets.
Yeah, she looks, well, just very badass, but there's something about Nyx that he's like kind of like the dwarven hunter.
There you go. There you go. My main.
So, there's a death, and that is bringing the friendly team up to 2 kills.
It's you can hear them, all those pings. So we got three deaths.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
What?
If you middle click on corpses, you can have some fun with them.
Wow. Is that localized? Can everybody see that, or is that just localized
It's
to your
client
console?
side. It's
Okay,
client
all right,
side,
all right.
unfortunately.
I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Although it would be great to have a
The
little
bad
war
manners
over the
in this
ragdoll.
game are next gen, for sure.
Well, you know, it's part of we designed it that way, right?
There you go.
That was actually a mouse bug in the engine. When you'd run over the mouse and it was actually giving impulse to the ragdoll.
But you decided to keep it just because it was so
yeah,
awesome?
we put it on a click
I
and
love it.
decided
Look
it was
at
fun.
that. You're just trying to get her down the drain. So once you die, you aren't stuck watching the rest of the game. You do respawn in
That's
2 turns, I
correct.
believe?
You're out for a turn, and then
Got
you
it.
respawn the turn after that. And we actually will be making some revisions to that system in the future, but that's how it works for now. We want you to keep
Wonderful.
playing. So the main modes will not be one and done, because it's not that. We have tried that, and it's good for a gimmick mode, and probably not right or the right fit for a 15 to 20-minute match.
Sure. And that is the average span of the match. What's the longer end?
I think it runs basically 10 to 18 minutes, depending on. I mean, because it can end as quickly as 5 kills.
Sure.
This one we're at 14:45, with some skilled players playing fairly cagey.
Did he just taunt on a support ability?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that what- Wow.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, It's pretty great
Oh,
to
that
protect
was
somebody
pretty
that
good.
would have died.
Wow, look at that. I spoke too soon. That was quite the good play. I like it.
And he does it with a little bit of panache, too. So you got to taunt his Finn.
Indeed.
Nothing opens your mind quite like a plasma gun.
So normally she has. Wow, death.
Call in the
was
air
that an airdrop for
That was
health
a-
packs that killed an
That,
enemy?
that was a bit of a drop pod and a bit of an airstrike, so we call it a shock pod.
Love it.
So it drops a bunch of health on the ground for his team and does damage anywhere on the map.
Here comes down the ultimate,
gonna
and
do
you
it
need
again.
one more kill to secure the victory. Correct?
That is true. That is true. Is it going to be? I don't think it's going to be PG though. Although
He's huge.
that is the exact.
Whoa! So did he just double up on offensive abilities? there,
Yes.
or-
So if you see the little free over the lurker drone,
Oh.
Nyx has one too, by the way. So you should just give him another shot. That means you can do that
It's
action.
the stealth one, right?
Yep. In addition to your other actions.
Oh, I thought it just meant it didn't limit the like sprint. Thought I could do it and then.
That is also true. So I guess we didn't mention it, but oof, you just killed yourself. I love it.
With the knockback.
So someone knew he was going to ult,
Humiliation.
tossed their ult on top of him so that when he crossed that red fence line, he would hurt himself. And he crossed it himself by knocking himself back with that shotgun. So yeah, free actions. Some catalysts are also free actions. You can see on Brain Juice right there. He's got it as a free action. You can do that in addition to sort of the normal stuff you'd be doing of shooting and moving. So now we're dead. We get to experience what death is like. It's riveting. But you still have full
Good
camera
to see
control.
you're awesome.
You're watching.
How are you doing? You're 2-1-2.
2-1-2.
I went 4-1 something with Nyx.
That's good.
I was very
That's
satisfied.
good. Yeah, participation in 4 kills. That's great.
Especially since there was an enemy Nyx on the team, and anytime I'm playing a sniper and there's an enemy sniper, I get extremely.
You gotta have the bigger numbers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right now with Nyx's, there's like we should build an achievement for this, but people are trying to get the 0 damage games where they take nothing.
Which is possible to do. I love the stealth. It only lasts a turn, but it can totally throw somebody off. I was sure someone was going to have the beat on me, but well done.
There you go, Muzzy.
Without a gun in
So that is one game of Atlas Reactor.
Fast and Furious. I
was-
can see him. He's sweating a little bit.
This was 8 of what is currently 17. What will probably be more in the future, or will almost certainly be more in the future.
Yeah.
So if you want to check it out, you can go to atlasreactorgame.com. And it is in closed beta, so you can sign up for the closed beta, or you can buy your way in. But if you take anything away from this video, just know this is not a shooter.
Right.
This is a simultaneous turn-based game, and it's unlike anything you've played in this genre. So check it out. Thank you so much for joining me, and for all things Atlas Reactor, keep it right here on IGN.